Hello everyone, this is a video about how to make a 4x7 beveled engraved light catcher. It covers foiling, soldering, and copper plating. So we have a bevel that we want to wrap with this foil. On this one here, I ruined a little bit of it. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of measure this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a little bit of foil right here. The major part, well, besides getting it centered and everything, is to make sure that there's no black showing, that there's only copper to solder to. I'll show you what that means in a second. I like to take the corner, put it right in between the there we go. And I fold those down. I use my finger to peel off the solder. Peel off the backing. I rub it down. And then I do the same. Okay, so I push this down, trying to make there's no black showing. See, there's a little bit of black right there. Make sure you push that over. So, okay, and then we fold the corners in like a paper present, like you're packing a present. Right there in the corner. Fold it over. Uh-oh. See a little bit of black showing? So fold it the other way. Sure there's no black showing. There's a little bit of black showing right there. Use your fingernail to pull that off. A little bit of black showing right there. There we go. Very important. So we got that good. Okay, so got my soldering iron here. This is an FX601. This is a really nice light iron. I have it set at 410. I haven't turned it all the way up yet. I haven't needed it. I put my flux in a glass bowl so that I can use my fingers to flux everything. I use a lot of flux. And this is just solder from Amazon. And the way I clean my tip is I always just keep dipping it in the flux there. And that cleans it good enough. And I usually dip it right before I do any soldering so that I don't get boogers on my work. So again, making sure that all the foil doesn't have any glue up, the black part. And then I always tin this stuff. So that way it makes a nice bead and it flows really well. Okay, now the nice part about this, I'm going to put this flux over here. Nice part about this, these little scallop beads is it makes it so that you don't have to do any dabbing or anything. So, see if I can do it with this camera here. It flows very nicely down and it stays stuck to the you can see that it came out really nice. Without having to do any dabbing. Again, it came out really good. If you put too much solder on there, it'll drip off. If you want more, put a little solder on there and dip it on. I'm not pushing the solder, I'm just holding it there to, there we go. So this dipped off. Too much solder. Okay, and that just happens to be a good spot because I'm going to put the hanger part on that side. That looks good. Oh, it looks all right. Now I take this wire that I just bent. And there you go. Here's one. I have to calculate how long it takes to solder. It doesn't take long. get good at this, you should be able to go pretty fast. Let's try fast. We didn't do a very good job of getting it on this side here. Okay, so let's finish this one up here. The idea behind this is a bulbulous look. Lots of beads and dots and stuff. Okay, so this time we're going to use one of these. Put a little bit of solder on there. You got to be careful about soldering too much at the same time or you'll drop off. There we go. That's how you solder them. Now we're going to take them in and plate them. Okay. So I always use my kitchen sink to do this. It's got to be cold water. And this is where I really wash the glass. Now, the glass is pretty clean already because I engraved it and I wiped it down after I engraved it. But there's a little bit of flux on there. We take that flux and we wipe it off, and then we let it dry, let it drip off a little bit of the excess, and then we put it in here for 15 seconds. 1, 2, you can see how pretty it is already. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Then we let the excess drip off. Now, I made this copper sulfate plating solution, and I'll show you how I did it. I took a video of it, and I'll post that later. Super simple, relatively cheap, lasts for hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of glass. So it lasts forever. And now I wipe it off any of the copper sulfate solution. And then I let it drip a little bit. Oops. And I put it aside to dry. And then I do my next one. Just rub that solder just a little bit. Now what's important is that you don't plate these things like right after you do like 10 of them. If you're going to do a lot of them, you do it right afterwards. Maybe 10 or 15 of them you can do, and then plate them, because you don't want that solder to oxidize. So you could get by with 2, 3, 4 seconds. See how shiny that is? If you put it in longer, the copper gets thicker, but it also gets a little bit more coppery and not so much bright silvery polish. So that's what it looks like, the way I like it. I actually like that look, but when you polish it up with semi-chrome, it even looks better. it looks like when it's just out of the copper sulfate. I like to dry them off kind of right away. I don't like to have glass stains or water stains. I don't like water stains. So I try to get all the water I can off of it. Gotta look at it in the light. Okay, oops. So that looks pretty good, nice and dry. I'll do this one. These I get at, I think, Costco. These yellow microfiber gloss. I used to use cotton years ago. In the 80s, I used cotton. But now, you got that looks good. Nice and very pretty. Hang that up. Which style hanger do you like better, the big round one or the oval one? Like the hummingbird? Hey, my name is Robert Merrick. Please subscribe to my Merrick Glassworks YouTube channel. I upload a how-to video every week, cutting glass, soldering, tips, foiling, plating, engraving, and more. See you next week.